me start with that. I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise.
The WNBA is finally in the spotlight. The merch is selling out, and for the first time in years, maybe ever, the league feels like it's on fire. But just when everything seemed to be clicking, one careless comment by Kelsey Plum nearly blew it all up.
Kelsey Plum blows the lid off the joint, letting us all in on a small secret.
Sports analyst Colin Cowherd has stepped in, and he dismantled everything Kelsey Plum said, piece by piece. What he just said about who's really carrying the WNBA might be the most brutally honest take we've heard all year. So if you're Team Caitlin, write "real GOAT" in the comments, because after what Colin just said, even the haters had to sit down and stay quiet. The All-Star Game weekend was supposed to be a peaceful event showcasing unity because the players decided to wear the t-shirts and demand better pay from the league.
Pay us what you owe us. And of course, everybody clowned that.
Kelsey Plum had other plans. She grabbed the mic at a post-game press conference and said,
not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were present for that meeting.
Team Clark? They had no idea what was awaiting them walking into that locker room come WNBA All-Stars.
And the moment she said it, you could feel the energy shift.
Even help these chicks get paid, bro. Bro, there's a part of me that don't even feel like she should help them get paid.
Sabrina Ionescu's face expressions shifted.
Ionescu did not like this shit, by the way. I give her credit because she was like, oh boy. I mean, it was ridiculous, but here we go.
That was a very powerful moment.
Sabrina, appreciate you holding it down. You held it down, Sabrina.
And of course, the internet exploded. But people were not happy about it. In fact, they were cringing really hard. Because what should have been a stand for WNBA unity suddenly turned into shade, and it gets worse. Because just when the noise started to settle, Colin Cowherd got on air and basically put Kelsey in a verbal headlock. And we'll get into every word of that. But first, let's be honest for a second. You don't accidentally leave out the most talked about player in women's basketball from a major team moment. And you definitely don't try to mock her after you've already reaped the benefits of her presence. Because that's not speaking truth to power, that's just jealousy in disguise.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant, burning jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is... it's obvious. They don't even try.
Colin starts by saying what many agree with. The WNBA players absolutely deserve to ask for a raise because the league is seriously on fire. The attendance has gone up by 40%.
Now the merch sales are up 500% and attendance is up, 40%. So they're going to get a...
After over 25 years of struggling, the WNBA is turning into a real business success. So, when players showed up wearing t-shirts demanding better pay, he was all for it. Until one player, Kelsey Plum, couldn't resist throwing shade at Team Caitlin Clark, saying none of them showed up for a meeting to plan the protest.
For LA, had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
And that's when Colin could not hold up. He opened the fires by saying,
"But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose?"
Colin isn't concerned with how the WNBA lost money in the past.
And I don't really care that the previous 25 years they didn't make a lot of money or lost money.
In business, just like sports, it's all about right now. And right now, the WNBA has something it's never had before. It has mass attention, massive revenue growth, and a superstar who makes headlines every single week. Colin says, if you invested in something that lost money for 5 years, but now it's finally working, you don't abandon it.
I made an investment for 5 years and it lost money. and I got about 6 months left in the investment, and in the last 6 months they started making cash, I'm not bailing on the investment.
While the WNBA is finally becoming worth the fight, a drama like this threatens the whole win streak. Then Colin drops a brutal metaphor. He said,
You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a couple.
He simply means Caitlyn elevated the league. Her presence brought luxury, visibility, and opportunity. And in all honesty, he is not wrong. So why would you turn on her? He compares it to being in a struggling band, staying in a sketchy Motel 6, and then you add a member and suddenly you're living at the Four Seasons.
If you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself.
Would you attack the new member who brought the money in? Exactly. They deserve more than 9%. Yes, WNBA players should earn more than 9% of league revenue.
Mind the t-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%.
As Colin says, that split makes sense in the NBA, where there are dozens of needle movers. But in the WNBA, there's only one, Caitlin Clark.
Last season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark was 26.5% of all economic activity as a rookie.
She's the one people pay to see, the one ESPN cuts to. The one who trendeth online after every game, even if she does not play.
End of the day, she the one really bringing the numbers in. Like, what are you talking about?
Here's what Colin really wants fans and players to understand. This isn't even Caitlin Clark's final form. Right now, she's injured.
This year, she's not playing well. She's hurt. She's not there for all the games. So this is actually not as great as it could.
She is struggling and trying to adjust. This is her Michael Jordan year 2, the messy, painful one. And from what it looks like, the years ahead could be legendary.
It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, Michael Jordan, hurt year 2, next 12 years were legendary.
Imagine what the league could become if the players stood with her instead of creating 10. Caitlin Clark, leading the WNBA's.
Clark has become a leading source.
Let's be very transparent for a second. Caitlin Clark is not sweating this drama. Colin Cowherd makes it clear because she's already made over $1 million in endorsements.
Caitlin Clark's already rich. She made $11 million this year alone in endorsements.
Whether the WNBA pays her more or not, she's set. But the others? Not so much. So when players try to throw her under the bus during contract talks, it's kind of baffling. She's already U-graded your life. You're flying private now. Your games are selling out. You're not struggling in obscurity anymore. Colin says it like this.
Oh, you wanted your song to be the first one they played. You wanted to make up the set. I mean, it's not that you're going to do fine. I'd scale back on the Caitlin Clark angst.
That's a life lesson. Then, Colin suddenly shifts gears.
So the Big Ten preseason media poll came out. Now, think about this. The best offensive player in college football is a Buckeye. The best defensive player, Caleb Downs, is a Buckeye.
And let's reflect on what he just said. For decades, the SEC was the gold standard. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, they were literally bullying every other conference. But now, Ohio State crushed Tennessee. Michigan embarrassed Alabama. Texas could barely score against Ohio State's defense, and Texas used to score at will.
Going to face Texas in the national championship. And I think this is one of those things, and it's going to be hard to stomach for a lot of people. The Big Ten is officially better than the SEC.
That is a seismic shift, and that is where Colin connects the dots. So while everyone's still talking about Bama and Georgia, Penn State might quietly become the new college football bully.
State is ahead of Ohio State in the preseason poll.
Whether we're talking about WNBA or college football, the message is the same. When someone new joins the room and instantly changes the energy, don't fight it. Learn from it, build with it, and use that momentum. Because Caitlin Clark didn't steal the spotlight, she earned it, and she shared it. Just like Big Ten preseasons are doing with their NIL money and national dominance. The smart ones are embracing the shift rather than fighting it, and that's the takeaway. When the game changes, the real winners are the ones who adapt, not complain. So Colin Cowherd says Caitlin Clark is carrying the WNBA single-handedly. Do you agree with his bold take, or is he missing the bigger picture? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're Team Caitlin, write Real GOAT in the comments. For more such videos, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss what's coming next.